Assalamualaikum and good morning. The media equipment that I'm going to talk about today is camera. The camera is used in video productions, television productions, and photography or photojournalism. With the high quality of today's consumer and prosumer equipment, video productions can be made with equipment ranging from that meeting the most sophisticated professional broadcast standards to low-cost consumer items. The fundamental grammar of photography is based on how a camera utilizes light and form to record an image that is then interpreted through societal visual codes that have evolved over centuries of image making. Learning how to operate a camera, gaining an awareness of how light can reveal or suppress a subject's attributes, and then making a print of other form of visual presentation are the first steps one must master to transform an abstract idea into a physical, photographic reality. When it comes to photographic image making, people have plenty of questions about cameras, but don't often ask about how best to accomplish their visual goals. What determines the success of an image is not the camera, but the knowledge of the person operating the camera. The principal job of a photographer is looking, which defines all photographic processes. Good photographs are made by learning to see. Good photographers become skilled at following their eyes and seeing things others overlook. Image making is 10% what we encounter and 90% how we respond. A good photograph creates a memory in a viewer by communicating an experience to another. Good images are powerful shaping tools that don't just communicate facts, but create facts by generating their own history, past, present, and future that can stand alone as a statement. There are 5 principal steps in making a photographic image. First is capturing light rays. Second is focusing the image. The third one is exposure, which records the image on the sensory array and stores it on a memory card. Number 4 is processing the digital image. And number 5 is making a print or displaying the image on a screen. The first commercial digital cameras debuted in the 1980s. They were expensive and produced images that were not as good as those made by inexpensive film cameras. Today, advances in electronic technology have resulted in digital cameras that equal or surpass the quality of film cameras. They have also become affordable and now outsell film cameras. What are the type of cameras do you know? The first type is compact digital cameras. Compacts are called point-and-shoot cameras because their functions are automatic and they simply require users to compose the scene and press the shutter release. Basic, inexpensive point-and-shoot cameras have a fixed focus, which relies on a small aperture and wide-angle lens to ensure that everything within a certain range of distance from the lens is in acceptable focus. Compact digital cameras have pros and cons. It is very user-friendly. It is light and compact. There is no need for films and extra lenses. It is fully auto mode and it is the most affordable. But compact cameras usually can't customize shutter speed and aperture. It has limited aperture and zoom range. It produces noisier photos due to small sensor and produce lower resolution photos with slower focus. Compact digital cameras is smaller and lighter, doesn't require film or extra lenses, and does all the hard work of automatically adjusting its setting to deliver well-exposed photos every time. You won't have the freedom of adjusting the setting to your liking, but with a good artistic eye and a knack for composition, you should have no problem producing great photos. Single lens reflect cameras are heavier and more expensive than other digital models. DSLRs are more versatile than compacts, with most offering both manual and automatic controls and the ability to utilize a variety of interchangeable lenses. Professional and pro-consumer DSLRs offers numerous creative controls and larger and more accurate imaging sensors, which provide a greater picture resolution, less noise, and more color accuracy. Digital single lens also have their pros and cons. It provides fully customizable settings, large sensors for cleaner image. It has optical viewfinder. It has high resolution photo output. You can get full HD to UHD video output. And there's a wide variety of camera body and lens choices. But DSLR cameras are bigger and bulkier. It is higher in cost and requires ample know-how, meaning that you need to know how to use it. Professional photographers and videographers from around the world mostly use DSLRs for commercial purposes. Many of Canon's and Nikon DSLRs cameras are being used for capturing high-resolution images for magazine and billboards, and even full HD videos up to 60 frames per second for television shows and movies. Another type of camera are action cameras. Action cameras like the GoPros are small and portable. They are of the most durable and versatile type of digital cameras that offer very high resolution output. There are a wide range of accessories like waterproof housing and mounts where you can attach it to your helmet, bicycles or drones, which enable hands-free shooting in different types of situations. This type of camera allows you to capture impressive wide-angle photos and videos with sound from almost any angle and environment, underwater or on top of a mountain. Action camera also has its pros and cons. It is rugged and compact. You can use it wherever you are. It is lightweight, versatile and mountable on any surface. You can remote view and shutter via handphone. But the cons for action camera is that viewfinder is too small if available. Exposure settings are not fully customizable. It is in a fixed focus and it has limited digital zoom. Let's look at the camera elements. For your information, different types of camera has different location of these elements. But most cameras, they have the menu button, the info button, the viewfinder, and the LCD monitor to view, the drive mode, the playback button, the erase button, the picture style, the setting or the selection button, an AF mode, a white balance button, quick control exposure compensation, a live view movie record, an AF point selection, an AE lock, a mode dial, a diode prick adjustment knob, and a card slot where you can place your CF card or TF card or SD card. DSLRs is usually built with built-in flash. There's a viewfinder, there's a flash button, there's a video out digital terminal, a remote control terminal, a depth of field preview button, a lens release button, the zoom ring on the lens, and the focus ring on the lens. There's also a focus mode switch. Let's look at the key camera components. There's an image sensor, the CCD and the CMOS. Digital cameras generate images by focusing a scene through a lens, like a traditional film camera. When the photographer makes an exposure with a digital camera, the focus image is captured with a sensor, often a charge-coupled device or a CCD sensor, and a postage stamp size electronic wafer that converts light into electrical current. The DSLRs also have color filter arrays or the Bayer filter mosaic. Color accuracy and rendering are determined by the color filter array or the CFA pattern. A CFA is a grid pattern of tiny color filters placed over the sensor so that individual RGB filters match up with individual SPDs. Some cameras use 3 different filters that rotate in front of a single sensor. Others have a fixed color filter array over each individual single sensor. Pixels. A pixel, short for picture element, is essentially an electronic point with a given color and brightness value that is the smallest component of a digital image. A typical digital image is composed of an array containing millions of pixels. A million pixels are known as megapixels. When the sensor grid is made up of millions of these tiny pixels, it is perceived by your eye in continuous tones, just as it would with a film-based photograph. The more pixels the image contains, the sharper the image and the higher its resolution. You can add more pixels, but if the sensor size is small, the only way to get them in is to make them smaller and closer together. This makes the sensor more sensitive to light, but it also increases the noise. Noise is that unattractive grainy look in digital photos. It is used to be called grain in film. Image resolution describes the amount of detail any particular image can display. The measurement of image resolution varies dramatically and is specific to a specific medium. In any digital medium, higher number translate into higher solving power or ability to reveal image detail. The television or the video uses the number of scan lines to determine image resolution. Film and photography utilize an analog standard in which lower numbers indicate high resolving power. Computer monitors use dot pitch. Digital cameras use pixels per square inch or PPI. Inkjet or laserjet printer technology uses dots per square inch or DPI. Regardless the medium, accepted resolution standards are dependent on the ability of the human eye to resolve or see detail and the quality of the equipment and materials being used. This is an image that describes the color filter array. What are the file formats for photos? Most digital cameras provide several file format options, such as JPEG, TIFF, and RAW, plus a range of quality settings in a variety of resolutions such as low, medium, and high, which can be set to meet the needs of a particular situation. JPEG, or Joint Photographic Expert Group, is the default file format used on most digital cameras because it allows the maximum number of pictures per megabyte of camera memory. TIFF, or tag image file format, saves a file without compression and is the current standard in the graphics and printing fields and in cases where an image needs to be examined digitally in detail. The RAW file format is the type of import-export format rather than storage format. RAW files are made up of unprocessed sensor data. The RAW file format can be considered a pure digital negative because it contains unmanipulated binary files with information pertaining only to individual pixels from the image sensor. JPEG format color corrects, sharpens, and compresses the image information and so takes some control away from the photographer. RAW records image directly as the sensor sees it, without processing. TIFF files are much larger than inherently compressed GIF or JPEG files. TIFF is known as the interchange format, easily opened on any platform. Let's look at video